3, 4.
Louder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Paddling in the pool of water than the other boats. You must always just look at the space in front of you. That's Kisley laying down the law. Here comes Kova. It's Kova, he's taking Campos on. Stroke by stroke, he's going past him. And he's gone past him like he's standing still.
What a race!
God, be calm, Gengen, be calm, be calm, be calm. The Hungarians are away.
South Africans are away, side by side.
Hungary. Hungary take the initiative. Just a mass of quality paddling. You see collision in the background.
World champ.
Look at that.
From
that's going to
Czech Republic.
That's going to be tears. It's going to be laughing. She can't believe it.
She's so happy.
Go to the back of Salty, and that's clean. That's perfect. Egan is going to get squeezed out. That is dangerously close to the edge.
It is McGregor. No one has given up. Boros is hanging on. Alonso is hanging on. Gold medalist Hank McGregor, South Africa.
Welcome back to the European Marathon Championships from Metković, Croatia. This evening we will experience K1 Men Junior. It's quite rough out there, Jim.
Yes, it's typical of the conditions they have here on a daily basis, as I understand it. The river's not flowing very much. Because it's a dam section of the river. It's about 15 k's down to the sea from here, but the wind coming in the afternoon just is enough when time it gets up, hit this position to give some waves.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful valley and a wonderful touristic valley as well, and the wind takes away a little bit of the heat. So let's experience some touristic view of Metković and the Neretva Valley.
Okay, so I hope that's given you a good impression of the area we're operating on. As I say, we're only about 15 k's from the coast. The river flows down from the local Alps, and it's pretty cold. But the local organisation have got themselves, everything is just nicely in place, and we're waiting for this afternoon's final race. It's been delayed till 5 o'clock. In fact, it's the same every day because of the conditions on the water. But we can see that the paddlers are warming up, ready for the race, due to go off in about 6 minutes. We're just waiting for the graphic of the course, just to give you an idea, but it's a fairly simple, straightforward course. We've only got, as usual, the 3.6 kilometre length. We're starting and finishing right at the top end, and then down to the bottom turn. They've got top turn on there, but it's the bottom turn because that's the way the river's flowing. And then they do, in the afternoon racing today, 6 full laps, and then just 1 short lap for the finish. Because the portage here, because of the geography of the site, is a flat run, but it is 200 metres long. So and you've got to raise yourself about 10 metres from river level to road level. So that's why they've reduced the number of portages by 1. So it's 4 portages, no portage on the first 2 laps.
And it is a very interesting start list this evening, as it should be in the European Championships. And me and Jim Rossiter will guide you through it. You can see it on the screen there, and it's pretty many of these guys that have done well before. Torbjörn Rask there, number 126 on his boat, have done quite a lot of the marathon racing before, and is one of the guys that definitely will be in the top. As will Ronan Foley from Ireland, 130, also very skillful 1000 meter paddler, also proving his skills in marathon in the World Cup previously this year. Gunnar Eide from Norway is another one, and of course the Hungarians, Vince Petro, with the pressure of being a favorite here today. And some other guys also will of course be among the top, at least in want to be there, and one of them is William Scammell from Great Britain. Scammell that finished second in the World Cup in Viana de Costello in end of May this year. William Scammell from Great Britain. So I think we will have a top group of Hungary's, both number 124 Matthias Majoros, Ronan Foley from Ireland, both number 130, both number 131 William Scammell from Great Britain, Abel Garcia from Spain, who finished 4th in Vienna at the World Cup. And then some dark horses as well out there.
There's always a dark horse, Stefan, and a bit unusual from the marathon racing because of this location. They can't just put some rafts out for the start, so they've got this dropping gate similar to using some of the sprint races. They managed to fix that across this river, which is very good. So the gate is up now in position. The paddlers come up to the gate, making sure they don't get their nose tucked underneath the bottom of it, and then the gate drops when the starter says go. So we're handing over to the starter now, just a minute or so to go.
And it's tensed out there, of course, really tense now, and the conditions for this start is quite difficult. It doesn't look on the screen like it is big waves, but it is. It's difficult for the paddlers to stand still in these conditions. Approaching the gate now. The idea is to have the bow just behind the gate when it falls. It's a good system. You can see how the paddlers adjust themselves using the paddle. .130 Ronan Foley is coming in there in the middle. His green and white boat. Everything seems to be ready now. The advantage here is that the starter can just fell the gate when appropriate. And off they are! Off they are, and it is I think it is Norway that is taking the lead in the far outside, and Denmark inside here. Hungary are there. Hungary and Denmark now.
And unfortunately, from the local point of view, the boat number 127 from Croatia, he got his paddle tied up behind the start team, one of the boys on the start, and he's given himself a little bit of a task here now. He's 100 metres behind as they go on. The course goes round gently to the left, so those on the far side, the lower numbers have got to come across to the left-hand bank really to counteract that bend, and then off round to the bottom turning boys. 1500 metres down to the bottom turn.
Quite bumpy, all well together. Very interesting start in these bumpy conditions now. Heading towards the first turn, about 1.5 kilometers from here. And it is Torbjörn Rask, as we predicted. He would like to be among the top guys. Torbjörn Rask that have done quite good results previously when he was a youngster in the junior category already. From a great canoeing family. His sister Katrine Rask is also a very good marathon paddler. Ronan Foley in his white and green boat are there. Struggling a bit now, all of them in these bumpy conditions, but both Rask and Foley are managing it well. Foley taking the lead. We saw him doing that in Portugal as well, in Viana de Costello. And Hungary are there. Some of them are now heading towards the bank to create a little better conditions for themselves. Ronan Foley in the lead.
Yep. Pretty well the same as we had at the World Cups in Portugal earlier in the year. Roland's a very confident young man, and not a lot phases him as far as I can see. So they're moving out now of the town wall area, getting into the which is where the biggest waves are. They're getting into the countryside, as we might say, and it's from here that it's about 500 metres to the turn. So Rowan's leading,
and Torbjörn Rask in his white and red Danish boat on the diamond wash there.
so the graphic on the screen shows you that it's the first lap of 6. That's 4 laps, that is, and then there's a short one afterwards. So done about 1,000 metres now, 3.25 minutes.
Already spread out quite well. If they set a high speed in the top group in these conditions, they will have a breakthrough. It's much easier to make a breakthrough in these conditions because it's more difficult to wash hang properly. It's no real wash to hang on when the conditions are rough, and it will continue to be rough for a while, I think, even if the wind successively decrease over the hours, and the last couple of laps will be probably flat here.
Yep. So that's a view from the bottom turn up into the town, with the industrial side on the left hand side there, and the city, the old city on the right.
You can see that it is quite large waves there. The camera is on the boat, and it's hard to keep it steady.
Yeah.
Even the boat rocks a bit.
But the conditions look a little bit better there, Stefan, than they were in the centre of the town here. Still a bit rolly, but I would think a bit better. So Rowan stamping his authority on the race at the moment. Caught one or two washes there.
And on the inner side here, I think it's Portugal. It could be João Silva. João Silva, that we also know as a skillful marathon paddler. And on the outside there, maybe it's Norway. I think so. In that case, it's Gunnar Eide. It's hard to see. Definitely Torbjörn Rask on the diamond wash. Coming up on the outside there.
So they've now got to move across, obviously, to the right-hand side of the river to negotiate the bottom turn.
It's Hungary on the right-hand side, Rask in the middle, and I think it's Gunnar Eide on the right-hand side of Hungary there. Boat number 125 is it's Nikolaj Thomsen. It's the second Dane. Nikolaj Thomsen from Denmark. Very well done from Denmark, and this far in the race.
Yeah, and 122 is the Portuguese boat of João Silva. He's on the inside going around that turn with the yellow boat.
Yeah. Then we have the top four. Ronan Foley, Torbjörn Rask, Nikolaj Thomsen and João Silva. But it continue to shift. A little bit better conditions up there at the bottom turn.
It's easy. After this first 1500 metres, it's pretty well spread out, the course.
And now it's the two Danes and Ronan Foley. It seems like they have left Silva behind. We predicted that Denmark and Ireland should be among the top. But where is Hungary? Hungary usually are there.
Yep. Long way to go yet, though, Stefan.
It's a very long way to go. And the speed decreases, and we will see this development over the distance now. No one really wants to do the hard work anymore, and the group will be assembled again.
Yeah. Two British boats at the back of that second group, probably in 8th or 9th position, and then followed by Sweden and then Denmark again. Belgium on the inside and Czech Republic on the out. We'll have some shots from the camera at the portage area in a minute, and you'll see that a lot of the view is cut off because of the high reeds. Now, apparently being a nature reserve, this area, they're not allowed to cut the reeds because they've got lots of birds nesting in there at the moment, and also the local frogs, which apparently are very popular and very well looked after. So that's a view from the bridge, and now back on the view from the top of the portage. A nice artistic shot there through the reeds. Doesn't help us, of course, because we can't work out who's who. But there we go. So remember then that on this first lap of 6 that these boys are doing, no portage on the first lap or the second. So our commentary position is 2/3 away along the portage, about 100 metres from the road bridge, and the turn boys are right around underneath the road bridge. It's only about half a kilometre from here into Bosnia. And there we are, a shot of the paddlers coming through the reeds, or by the side of them, not actually through them. Bit deceiving that shot, thinking there's a group of 8 or 9 or 10 there, but there is probably not as many as that. It's a bit strung out. Rowan in his green boat, he's leading the way, working very hard to get across onto the inside as they come round past the pontoon for the portage, past the greenery at the end of the roadway there.
And they are paddling very, very close to the bank for a certain reason, Jim.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is the flow of the river that is against them. They are heading into the flow of the river, and this is the shortest way and the way where the flow of the river is non-existent, probably.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard for the cameras to cover them when they are going that close. The organizers couldn't really cut the grass because of the frogs living there. So we need to take responsibility for these environmental things. But here they are, soon coming in front of us here. This group of 6. Roland Foley in top. Roland Foley and the 2 Danes, Nikolai Thompson and Torbjörn Rask, that have been in top all race through so far, having done soon 3.6 kilometers.
Yeah, that shot there you see of the cement towers are dead opposite us on the commentary position, and there they are, boats are just coming around that big high walls scenario, which is the start of the pontoon the next time round.
On to 24 there is Matthias Majoros from Hungary. So now finally Hungary is among the top again, as we usually see them. And now they are coming here very, very close to our position. Ronan Foley in top. Nikolai Thompson on his outside. On the inside here is 137. Vince Petro. So both Hungarians have joined the group. Both Danes are there still. And Great Britain.
Yeah, a bit of a change caught up on that leg up there. The British boats are in 6th and 7th position at the moment.
And that is William Scammell and Luke Shaw. After quite a weak start, the Hungarians now are there, both of them, and we usually see them in these positions. And now it is Matthias Majoros that is heading this group of 3-4 paddlers. now. And he's doing it quite well. The speed is high. You can see how it is stretching out now. .137 in top. It's Vince Petro. Vince Petro in the lead. And second is Torbjörn Rask. And third is Ronan Foley. Fourth is Majoros. And right behind them is William Scammell from Great Britain, heading out in the middle of the river there, trying to pass and get rid of the waves from the flying guys in front, and he's together with Nikolai Thomsen from Denmark. Wonder if that is a clever move, moving out in the middle of the river in these conditions. Maybe.
Yeah, I think on the if they think they got some protection from the wall, Stefan, on the right hand side, the fact that it's a longer way round because of the shape of the river going round through the town. So I think the two boys going down the middle have taken a bit of a gamble, but it's definitely the shortest distance.
Absolutely so.
Now, whether it's the best from conditions point of view, time will tell.
It is interesting because they're doing they're taking a risk there, but they are gambling on getting a shorter distance to close the gap on the four in front. That is how marathon should be.
Yeah.
It's great.
So we've got the Danish boat of Torben Ruskin, who's now leading the group from as the boats go past the short-term boys with an old local boat moored in the river. And it looks as though the boys in the middle are definitely bouncing around more than those on the bank. But as I say, it's a shorter distance going around this turn. There's not a lot of wash hanging going on here, Stefan, as we would anticipate with these rolling waves.
Sometimes it's even better to stay behind the leading guy in these conditions, using the leading one as a wave breaker.
Yeah.
You can see that they are trying to do that a little bit. Scammell, good tactician, as we all often see the Brits are. Wonder why,
Yeah.
Jim?
Well, we've got one or two people who've done this at home before, and they've probably given some good advice. And now, of course, now we didn't have in the shot the two leading boats who've now come off the bank and have moved across to the middle. So
Continue to shift, and now it's Hungary. It is Majoros that really want to close the gap. He's going fast, and I think he will manage that. And now they will be back to four quite soon, I think. Ronan Foley and Vince Petro and Majoros and Torbjörn Rask.
See the rolling boat there with the camera on it down at the bottom turn. So they're all on the left-hand bank now, and they'll be moving across to go round the boys in a minute or so. You could get quite seasick watching this, Stefan, couldn't
Yeah.
you? But you're a naval man, so it probably wouldn't affect you.
All real seamen got seasick sometimes. At least being on land. This is the second or third group. Heading upwards.
You look at the back at the
There you
Rowan there. He's really rolling up and down on those conditions, isn't he?
Seems like they're using wave breakers on their boats. Wise move, both Foley and Rusk. Experienced from Portugal, where we saw the senior sank in their races when the conditions got rough. They have foot pumps, but when the conditions got really rough, it's not possible to pump out all the water coming in. Down the lines, study of 134 Peter Karas from Slovenia. Torbjörn Rask in the lead, very comfortable, looking stable in the boat, just going. Probably used from rough conditions in, for instance, to the Gudeno or the other tough Danish races.
Indeed.
Ronan Foley probably also doing some downriver river racing in Ireland. Also not affected much of this of the waves here. And Hungary can do whatever.
Yes.
As always. 137 Vince Petro. Seems like they have created quite a gap for themselves now, these three.
Whoops.
Oh.
Nearly a problem there going around the boys. Yeah, that's that front group of six are well up now, aren't they, Stefan? Two Spanish boats next in coming down. Great Britain with Luke Shaw there.
Yeah, definitely the two Spanish there.
I think that's Norway just behind, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I think so. Gunnar Eide from Norway just behind there. Coming around the turn there now.
Conditions at the commentary positions, Stefan, are definitely improving, aren't they? The waves have dropped now in terms of their height.
Yeah, the wind is dropping. It is the Mistral that is coming about five hours every afternoon in the summer here in Croatia, and it usually drops after 5 o'clock. 128 is Maxim Redko from Ukraine. 140 is Carl Brodén from Sweden, who is doing his first international marathon here today. Carl Brodén from Nyköping, Sweden. And 133 is Matthew McCartney from Ireland. Ireland that has managed to get quite a big team for marathon now.
That's right. Things have improved a bit out in the Dublin area on the River Shannon there. For those who've been out there and done the Liffey descent, so a club establishing themselves there, and they've got themselves a sort of full-time national coach now, which is
The new one,
making
yes.
a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's John Simmons, who I have to say is a member of the Way Kite Club where I come from. So we export all our experts.
Good clubs should do that. Exporting.
We've just seen a crash on the road, watching the race, and wasn't watching each other. A couple of bikes had a nasty bang together there.
Once again, this is the third group, I think, with Carl Brodén and the Ukrainian paddler, Artem Sinyatsky. Back to the top group. Soon approaching here. And now it's Petro in the lead, Rask on the outside, and Foley following there on a very good position. Calm water, good wash. Heading out towards a little bit to get rid of the seaweed, and also letting Foley up, doing some work. Good teamwork among these three. If they can work together now, they are looking over their shoulder to see where the others are. If they can work together, they know that they have the medals.
That's right. And the boys, all these boys know each other for the last year or so. So they know their strengths and their weaknesses.
Foley is also a good 1,000-meter paddler. We saw him doing very well already last year, especially at the short distances, the short track marathon, in the World Cup in Hasewinkel, and also now this year at the same distance in Viana do Castelo in Portugal in end of May.
Yeah.
There he also proved quality on the long distance, winning that race. So coming to an in sprint, he can trust his 1,000-meter speed. Well, I think Petro is knowing that and really want to do something about that at an earlier stage.
Yep.
And I think Torbjörn Rask will try to sit on the washes and try to do something in the far end of the race, and using any mistakes from anyone there. Torbjörn Rask, very strong-minded Danish Viking, having done very good races as a youngster in this category previously. Skillful, has also the speed required to be among the top.
So the leading group now just coming into the outskirts of the town. You'll see there on the left hand side, the bottom there is the portage, but they're going straight past that this time. They've got another four laps to go after this one, so
another full lap before the first portage.
Yeah.
I was talking to the Danish coach, and he expected quite a lot from his juniors, and I think they fulfill his requirements.
Yeah. So these three have established quite a long lead there, Stefan. The next one, they've got to be a bit difficult looking down the river like that to get the distance, but probably 150, 200 metres to the next group. So they're just coming under us now in the commentary position.
Then we can do some classic time measurement here. See how many seconds the gap are.
Just right below us at this very moment. So Rowan Foley just leading into the top turn for the second time, with Torben Rask on his inside, and Vince Petro just off the back there of the three. And the second group are just coming below us now. And Matthias,
it's 40 seconds. And that is Matthias Majoros alone, trying to close the gap, 40 seconds behind.
William Scammell next.
And Nikolai Thompson from Denmark.
So that's the first 6.
I think these two will try to catch Majoros, and then they can work together, the three of them, trying to use any mistakes from the flying three in top. And they're quite a big group following. The third group there. Double Spain and Norway within that group. Coming out there in the bumpy water once again, and once again it's Nikolai Morke that is taking the lead there. If the wind isn't that hard, only the waves there, I think it could be wise from him to try to tire the others out, because the wash hanging in these conditions is not so beneficial. Everyone has to do the job in these conditions.
Right, so this time not sticking to the bank, going downstream.
Telling that
moving out to the middle.
Are better now.
Yeah, I think that's probably proves it.
I think Petro is doing the right thing there, staying behind, not moving up to the side of Torbjörn Rask. That's the right thing to do in these conditions, using Torbjörn as a wash breaker.
And we saw that Nikolai Thompson has moved very hard to get on the wash of the Hungarian, and that leaves William Scammell in the 6th position.
And he will soon be joining the third group, I think.
Yeah, the two Spanish boys have moved right across now, taking the centre of the river course.
And the fourth guy there struggling in that group is William Berg from Sweden. Also doing his first international marathon here.
Just passing us under the commentary position is the Ukrainian paddle of Anton Siemensky.
And the water temperature is just about 14 centigrade. So all this splashing from the waves is cooling the paddles down a bit. I think they like it. The air temperature is about 30 or so, 27 to 30. But the water temperature, this mountain crystal clear water, is just 14. Quite unusual. But I think they like it really.
We've got the two Croatian boats just gone past us, David Aresis and Denis Fulvak.
And the top three keep on working together. You can see now how they are in a traditional position. Now when they're approaching the turn, coming into the, I think this must be the fourth group or so.
Yeah.
Back to the top group. Ronan Foley in the lead, setting some speed there. Petro on his right hand side, and Rask following.
So they came quite a way across onto the left-hand bank there, Stefan. Obviously just taking the shortest line. There's very, very little flow here. I think probably the shortest line is the best, as long as the waves are not preventing you doing that.
The waves are less on this side as well.
Yeah.
Still using wave tactics there. Torbjörn Rask is using the leading guy as a wave breaker. Petro is forced to fight against the waves on the outside. Now back to the fourth group, I think it is. Sweden. William Berg doing his first international marathon in these rough conditions. Alone, just behind the second group. (1:27) is David Aracic, and 1:34 is Peter Karas from Slovenia. David Aracic from Croatia. Soon coming in now to their first portage.
So now the paddlers are forced to go across the centre over to do a anti-clockwise turn round the buoys. Still a bit rolly in that middle there, isn't it, Stefan?
It is,
yeah.
it is. Normally the wind dies at this time of the day. Now it seems like it has shifted direction more than dying.
You're looking at the flags on the finishing line, they're just about stationary, so I think the wind has just about stopped now, just a few little gusty bits, but that's still a lot of rolling waves out there.
Clever guys using the wave breakers there. You can see it in front of the cockpit. Ronan Foley has a wave breaker just in front of the cockpit, and that's the way to do it. Otherwise you get too many waves on the wave breaker, and that stops actually a little bit.
Right. In my career, Stefan, I never went that far to understand those sort of little minor techniques, but you paddling in the open sea at Vaxholm, you probably understand that a lot better than I do.
We needed to develop a proper wave breaker. Previously the boats were much lower on the deck, the through boats and all these models that we used back in the days.
Yeah.
Now they are a little bit higher, so mostly they manage without wave breaker, but I think it was a wise move for them to use it today.
Yeah.
Second group then, 1:24 is Majoros, Hungary, and then Nikolai Thomsen, and I think Gunnar Eide, and one of the Spanish guys, and then Scammell.
Yeah. And the other
And
Spanish.
these four are on position 5 to 8.
Yeah. So the leading group of three back up towards the town. From there it's about 1k to the portage, which they'll be doing for the first time.
It was 40 seconds when they passed us here. and I think it's a little bit more now.
Yeah, it
actually.
looks like it, doesn't it?
You see that also from the speed. They are aware of the guys behind, of course. It's definitely more than 40 seconds now. And when they see that it will be close to a minute, the speed usually decreases somewhat. Gunnar Eide, Norway, a good sprinter, as well as marathon paddler, and Nikolai Thompson, Mayoros, and one of the Spanish paddlers forming this second group. 4th, 5th, 7th and 8th position. Ninth was Scammell, and 10th, and then here on the 11th position is Sweden and Spain and Portugal and Great Britain, and that is Luke Shaw.
So about 500 now to the portage for the leading group. So Rowan Ferry taking the lead as they come into the edge of the town.
I saw him doing that in Portugal as well. He really wants the benefit of having the initiative into the portage. Here is pontoon portage. It's quite a big pontoon, but keeping the initiative in there could provide a couple of boat lengths. If you are rapid and tidy out of the boat.
So there's plenty of landing space on the portage. There's only one side you can go on, but there's plenty to work with. So when we get to the K2s tomorrow, I think there's enough for 3 coming in together, and then the 200-meter run, and then getting back into the water on the end of the portage, the re-embarkation point. You can go either side of the pontoon.
It's
So well constructed here, Stefan.
It is very well constructed.
Yeah.
It's a long portage, but it is tidy and very nice to run.
Yeah.
There's even a mat on it.
Yeah.
You can see they are adjusting a little bit for when they are doing this move, leaning the body forward. They are adjusting for seaweed around the bow, and such seaweed doesn't affect the speed as much as it affects psychologically.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
Luke Shaw.
the third group.
We don't know who
Position
this young
10.
lady is, but she's obviously an expert at photography.
– 200 meters about to the first portage. Foley keen on keeping the initiative in there. They have everything to gain to keep together, the 3 of them, helping each other, securing the medals, and then starting to compete each other in the later stages of the race. But you're always looking for mistakes from your fellow competitors, so any mistakes will be used by the others immediately.
Yeah. So you've just got a bit of the wall structure jutting out there. And that's the beginning of the portage. So Rowan's takes the initiative and goes into very short on the portage, deciding not to paddle any further, and he's straight out, all three together. So,
and he's a good runner. You've seen that before. And also Petro is a good runner, and they are choosing the right hand side with the feeding line to get new drinks. You see the team leaders is hanging drinking bags on over their head.
So choice of which side to get in. They all are carrying a boat on the same side, so that's Rowan goes right to the end.
Nice and tidy.
Yeah.
Rask made an excellent move there. He first put in his boat on the inside of Ronan Foley, saw his mistake and shifted aside, and he gained on that a lot.
Yeah. And he takes the inside line round the top turn for the third time.
And went all the way to the top. Second group are now 50 seconds behind, so the gap is not a full minute yet, but it has increased actually 10 seconds since the previous lap. And it's Nordic countries in top there as well. It's Nikolai Thomsen and it's Gunnar Eide.
The Spanish boy getting into his boat there, tipped it to one side and has got some water in it, so he's had to get out and empty it out. So the first three just going past the finishing line for completion of lap 3.
But it was quite a decisive portage for the second group. The second group coming into the portage well together, all 6 or so. But now, after the portage, the 3, Nikolai Thomsen, Gunnar Eide and Majoros, has a gap of 60 meters or so.
Yep.
So they made the right moves over the portage and went hard over it, and here they are, all 3 together, and can work nice and easy. So try to decrease the gap on the guys in front. And these guys in the top group doesn't seem to be so eager to keep up the speed anymore. They have the 50 seconds to go on. Gunnar Eide saw it immediately and went to the top in the second group and increased the speed. The first portage out of 4 is done.
So with the timing system that we've got on the course, unfortunately we weren't able to get the transmitter to work at the bottom turn, so we're only relying on the one that's at the portage.
But that is good enough. We have it. We have it at the portage, and we provide the time gaps there. And here the top group once again is bumping in the waves.
Yeah, just seems to be about 750 from this position, doesn't it, down there? That it's just that little bit wavy. Something to do with the bend in the river, I should think, because that up here now it's getting much flatter. So just about halfway through the race now. Running time of 50 minutes. Three boys just sort of bumping along together. No advantage in trying to get right on the wash at this stage. Just safer to be a little bit clear.
Beautiful view on the screen. Not possible to see much of it.
No.
The sun is right into the camera lenses there.
Unfortunately, at 1:28 from Croatia, Redko has decided that he's got to retire. So he's just coming into the bank there.
It's shifting quite a lot behind the top guys. Gaps are closing and closing in after the portage, but for the top guys, it's nice and easy.
So come right over to the left-hand bank for the long sweeping bend. Rowan Foley looks very comfortable in the lead on those group of three, but they all look pretty comfortable. I think they're just going to paddle two more laps together and then see how it works on the last one, I think, Stefan.
Yeah, and Torbjörn Rask looks very comfortable. He was a little bit worried that his speed was too low, looking over his shoulder. He's very talented marathoner, Torbjörn Rask from Silkeborg in Denmark. Silkeborg, one of the founders of marathon paddling, one of the organizers of Tour de Gud Nord, one of the most traditional marathon races in the world, actually. That was ongoing for 2 decades or so. The first weekend in September, over 2 days, went 120 kilometers. So we have all been in Silkeborg doing some tough marathon racing back in the days. From that club is Torbjörn Rask, together with quite a lot of other paddlers in the Danish team, as it used to be. It's a very strong club.
So being forced now to cross over, taking the direct line to the turn buoys. There's quite a bit of waves in the middle, but the boys just paddled gently over those. They just rolled over them. They're not trying to plough through them, they're rolling over them. Rowan leading the group round that bottom turn.
Still everything to gain to cooperate, these three. it's perfect positions, and as a paddler you really strive to get this. If you have a diamond it's good, but if you got 3 and creating a gap, it's really nice to work together, securing medals. Now the speed is low.
They even stopped to take some drink on board there. I think all 3 of them stopped together and
the second group, we saw the top of the second group with Gunnar Eide and Nikolai Thomsen from Marselisborg, another club in Denmark.
So 55 minutes into the race on lap 6. Lap 4 of 6 I should say, sorry, plus the short one. Next group of 6 going round that bottom turn. See, it's quite a bit bumpy down there. Yeah.
It's the third group. Both Spanish guys are there.
2 British boats.
2 British boats, yes. Yeah. And I think also Carl Brodén were there, the Swedish guy. Both the Swedish paddlers are from the club Nyköping. Nyköping, one of the world famous clubs because of Gert Fredriksson. Gert Fredriksson, one of the most successful paddlers of all time, with 6 Olympic gold medals. I think it's only Birgit Fischer, the German lady, that has more.
Okay.
Actually.
Right.
So he's holding the record still of individual gold medals for himself from Nyköping. He has meant a lot to Swedish canoeing, of course.
So that third group of 6 in Portugal, Spain, Belgium, 2 Spanish boats actually, and 2 Great Britain.
Seems like the Swedish guy is not with him anymore.
About 300 or 400 metres to the portage for the leading group. I think that leading group of were a little bit casual going out after that turn, Stefan, and I think the group behind, I think the group behind are making a bit of inroads on them now.
Absolutely so. Absolutely so. That's always the risk when they start to relax too much. They are aware of the guys behind, but they are not. They can't see them all the time. So when the river bends, it's easy for the guys behind to see that the speed is slowing down, and that encourage them.
Yeah,
give them more strength. They will realize at the portage and at the turn after the portage. See what happens there.
So moving in close to the bank, ready for the portage.
We saw when they were heading out on this lap that Gunnar Eide saw that the speed was low and setting the speed. Major together with Majoros and Nikolai Thompson. So they realized at an early stage of this lap that they maybe had an opportunity to close the gap. Lots of thinking ongoing all the time.
So Rowan in his usual position on the inside as they come into the portage, making sure that he gets the best opportunity when he gets out of his boat. He can go where he likes in that position. That black and white, red and white fencing gives you an indication that it's only about 100 metres to the portage as they come round the bend. See the flags are still blowing from the sea up the river as Rowan comes into the portage for the second one. He's been very generous in his position. And the two boats behind have got a bit of water in there. Now, is Rowan carrying water with him or not as he comes over the portage? We'll see in a minute.
Yeah, he has a very good wave breaker. This one, I think.
Last time he did empty a bit on the portage itself.
Choosing to get new drinks once again. Petro is once again choosing not to get new drinks. See how that pays off.
So very nicely over the portage, right to the end with Rowan. And this time, he's away comfortably this time. All three of them did that well. And the second group are just at the portage now. So we can get a bit of a split time.
55 seconds. 55. They haven't gained much. Actually lost 5 seconds since the previous lap. We were wrong there. 4 once we were wrong on that.
It's very difficult for me to believe that, Stefan, that we got that wrong.
We blame the sun in the camera lenses. So Eide, Majoros and Thompson forming the second group 55 seconds behind.
So it's passing the finishing line for the completion of lap 4. So you just see on the screen they're moving into lap 5 now, 5 of 6.
The list of results on the graphics there, telling us that Scammell is 8, Moreno 9, Silva from Portugal 10th, Ost from Spain 11th, and Shaw 12th. That is the top 12. Well halfway through the race. The gap is just 1:42. It's quite a close race. And for Norway and Denmark, it's nice to tell that the second group is now consisting of Eide and Thomsen. Majoros has been forced to leave them, and the gap is increasing fast. So fourth and fifth position is Norway and Denmark, while Hungary is on the sixth position and is dropping off quite a bit. Majoros. Very important to drink properly in these hot conditions. Maybe they are not suffering so much from the heat now when they are when they got all this cold water over themselves all the time, and that is dangerous because the heat is taking its toll anyway. So they really need to drink, and it's also important to have the right blend for the drinks, because the water passes through the body faster than sugar and anything else in the drinks now, and that when it's hot, and that makes the concentration of anything else than water in the stomach too high for the body to adapt it, and that is dangerous. It can cause stomach pain and also exhaustion and dehydration actually. So it's a lot to think of. Just not only to paddle and train, you need to think on all these details, preparing properly. Usually the top guys knows all these things, and you very seldom see the top guys falling off from such mistakes. Having learned over the career, most of the paddlers are using the plastic drinking bags. That they are carrying around their neck. So they are switching drinking bags every time they need in the portage. Carrying about 1 liter or 1.5 liters in each such bag, or a little bit less, depending on the conditions.
Yeah.
Also a detail to train for the team leader and the athletes to make the feeding, the switching of drinking bags nice and easy, tidy.
Yep.
Not losing any ground.
And we've seen a definite improvement in terms of the disposal of those bags, Stefan, over the last couple of years. The paddlers now only drop them in at the portage, definitely don't throw them into the river.
It's actually a rule now. Can't throw any plastics in the water, which of course is doing that, causing a penalty.
Yeah, 30 seconds for that crime, which is a difference between coming fifth or 10th in a race, I should think.
1:29 is William Berg from Nyköping, Sweden, doing his first international marathon. Should be used to rough conditions from his home waters in the archipelago town of Nyköping, Sweden.
Okay.
A great club there, many athletes once again. After some years of less good number, now they are top notch once again.
Okay, good news. So is this about good investment from the national federations or the government?
Not at all,
Stefan?
Not at all. We don't have in Sweden such systems doesn't exist.
Okay.
It's entirely up to the clubs and the engagement of the leaders,
right? Okay.
the team leaders and the club officials and and the coaches.
Right. So in Sweden, there's no money that comes from the government for the Olympic program, or
For the Olympic program, some,
yeah.
but that is entirely for the top 3 or something like that.
Right. Okay. So
And,
you've got to
not-
get to the top before you get any support.
Yes, exactly so. They have a talent program as well, but it's really hard to get into that talent program.
Can you understand the logic of that, Stefan? I'm afraid I can't. Money should be invested into clubs.
Yeah, but the clubs, it's also a good system that the clubs has to manage that themselves, because it creates a good atmosphere in the clubs, and and people are supporting each other, and the clubs are still important.
Yeah, of course. But I suspect that in other locations around the world, there's not the money to do that from the club parents, effectively, because that's who runs the clubs, isn't it? It's the parents of the paddlers.
Yeah, sure. Parents of the paddlers are the main sponsors every time.
Yeah. So the leading 3 boats have moved over to the far bank again and going around that bottom turn, nice and comfortably, giving themselves plenty of room. No problems on the boys. Oops, having said that, Rowan got a bit tight to the second to last one, but he's a bit annoyed about that, because he's nipped up and he's taken the lead.
He was using some washes there from the boat.
Yeah.
Second group into the turn, and that group consists of 2 paddlers, and that is Norway and Denmark, Nikolaj Thomsen and Gunnar Eide. Still keep on going. They haven't given up. Keeping the same speed as the top group, I think. Eide pushing. It's many different systems, as you said, Jim, over the world, creating good paddlers.
Yeah.
Now the Hungarian system, where they have governmental money for each and everything, even if that has decreased somewhat, and they are relying more and more on sponsorship.
Yeah.
They are good. They have a good structure, a developing structure. And Britain has a system also, depending on a great Olympic program, as most nations have. But many nations is like Sweden as well, less money from anything, but they are there, and they are in the top anyway.
Yeah.
So money doesn't say everything, even if it eases the pain, of course.
Yes.
Engagement, interest, and having fun is the most important.
Indeed. That's the philosophy of our club, Stefan, and I know it's a philosophy of yours as well. So,
of course, it's the philosophy of marathon.
if you don't enjoy it, why do it?
Exactly. Another good philosophy of many nations is letting the athletes doing all distances, regardless of if it is 200 meters of marathon and different weekends and different teams. And that is also very good, I think. I think you can't really now what is your best distance until you are 20, 22 or something like that. And until then, it's no such things as focusing on one single distance.
No.
Of course, there there are extremes, but in general, it is like that.
Yeah. We do find it a bit difficult to convince our 200-metre paddlers at our club that they should do a marathon race on a Sunday afternoon for pleasure. That is sometimes that's pushing it a little bit too far for them.
Yeah, but then you're talking of these 200-metre paddlers of the top of the world class, so that is understandable.
Yeah. So, 50 metres, 500 to go to the portage for portage number 3 before the boys over the portage and then move into their last long lap. Rowan takes his usual position.
All 3 of them have exactly the same position as the previous lap.
Yeah.
I think it will be a different story next time they are coming here for the final portage with only the portage and 1,000 meter more to paddle. Then the competition will be on. Now they still have one full lap to go, so I think they will make it nice and easy now and just trying to avoid any mistakes.
Yeah.
The 2 club mates from Sweden well together there.
Yep. And that's
together with Luke Shaw, I think.
no, that's Matt McCarthy, I think, from Ireland in that with that his 2 Swedish friends. He didn't know he had 2 Swedish friends, but he does now.
Majoros on the 5th position. Now into the long 3rd portage.
That boys they've just gone past is the boys for the short turn. So about 200 metres to go now to coming into the portage. We get a shot from the bridge at the in a minute. There we are. Coming around that last bend, see the wall in front of them, and then the portage. Okay, so do we think there's going to be any change here, Stefan, or are they just going to do the same as they've done on the last 3?
I think so.
Yeah.
Looking for mistakes from any fellow competitors into the portage now is Roland Foley. And he's keeping Rusk a little bit longer in the water now. Maybe he's trying something. Yes, yes, he is. He's trying something now. Roland Foley is going. He's going fast now. He was keeping Torbjörn Rask a little bit longer in the water by a tactical move when he departed the boat. And now he's running full speed ahead. And Petro has some problems to follow. It is Foley, it's Rask, and it is Petro. Foley has 20 meters now, and Torbjörn Rask is struggling a bit, and Petro is running as fast as his long legs can carry him. But it's definitely Ronan Foley that was the strongest and made a very surprising tactical move. I think he surprised everyone there. Into the boat again, and now we'll see if what he will do. Very good good jump into the boat from Torbjörn Rask, but Foley is going now. Foley is going tough. He's trying. And Petro hasn't given up
either. Very interesting here. And also we can see that Aiden Thompson is only 28 seconds behind now. So the increase of speed was necessary for the flying three, for the three in top. And now it's Ronan Foley that is setting this speed, and the gap will increase once again, of course. Rask hasn't given up, and Roland Foley is choosing road straight over the river now, trying to avoid the washes and the wind. It seems like Petro is struggling now.
He does. He looks through it. He was a bit slow getting out of his boat at the portage there, but Rowan's taking the most direct line now.
And Rask is following. Rask hasn't given up, and I think they will be together. He won't give up this, Rask. And Petro is struggling. He's dropping off a bit now, but we know him as an endurance paddler, so we'll see what happens there. Behind them is Thompson and Ade, well together, and they of course recognizing what's happening. And look at this, Foley stopped, and now Rask is taking over, and Petro is seeing the opportunity, and I think they will, all three will be together once again. And then Foley has lost some power on that effort. Quite a peculiar move to stop there when he had created a nice little gap to Petro. But the gap increased once again. The gap to the second group increased. It's definitely more than 28 seconds now after 500 meters more. Ade Thompson, Majoros behind them, and then Scammell, Garcia, Shaw, Moreno, Austin, Silva. The same setup as the previous lap actually.
So the last full lap for these boys racing down, and there are a bit of tactics going on here, I think. Definitely some tactics going on as they go past the turn boys for the short lap.
It seems like the wind doesn't die off today.
No, it's stronger than we were led to believe it was going to be a lot better time we get around to 6 o'clock, but clearly not today.
But it's very hot, so I think they appreciate some wind. Petro back in the lead. Expression in his face is quite tough. He's suffering a bit now.
Yeah.
I think he's happy to be back, because now anything could happen.
So well over to the left hand side as they take the most direct route to the boys. Now moving across to get round that bottom turn for the last time. With the sun getting low in the sky now, it's much more difficult for the cameras to identify the paddlers. And obviously the camera shot is straight in to the sun as it stands at the moment.
122 there is João Silva from Portugal. And these boats with the tent on is the traditional Neretva river boats. They are actually made out from one piece of wood.
Really? Okay.
One big tree,
Okay.
chunk of tree that I have made these boats from.
Okay.
Very traditional, and they have a boat race using these boats every spring after the harvest
Okay.
on this river with thousands of spectators.
Really?
They are not rowing; they are paddling like sea boats.
It's like a sea boat. Okay. So Rowan moves into the front position now with probably just 200 or 300 meters to go to that bottom turn for the last time.
Having rested after his big effort.
He does look strong, Stefan, doesn't he? He does look strong.
He does. But he lost some power there when he made his big effort, previous portage, and 500 meters after.
I guess he was just seeing if he could
Testing.
make it. If he couldn't make it, well, he probably hasn't lost that much. He looks very powerful and comfortable to me.
Third group there. Alexandre Moreno from Spain was leading that.
So that bottom turn for the last time for these boys.
Nice and tidy.
Yep. And friendly.
Very friendly. Good sportsmanship among these three now.
Yep. Moving close into the bank for the final leg up to the final portage.
Thompson and Ada shifting positions. Seems like they have given up their attempt to close the gap now, and they saw that the three in top came together once again. Petro is still using the backwash a bit,
Yep.
telling us that it is still quite bumpy out there. Now he's moving into the side wash. I think it's important here to not to be too far back into this portage. Foley keeping the initiative, and maybe now his skill, his tactics into the portage, keeping the guy on the outside far out too long, and gaining on that. But the pontoon is long, so it should be possible. Now.
Third group going round the bottom turn. No.
Oh.
So the leading group about 500 metres to the final portage. That's Mateusz Majuras from Hungary. Hadn't had a good race. He was dumped early on, and being caught now by the two British boats of Shaw and Scammell, with Spain on the outside.
Scammell that finished second in the World Cup in Portugal, while Ronan won.
Right, about 300 metres to go to the portage now. Rowan, I think, is just lifting his pace a little bit there.
And adrenaline is building up now among them. Everyone is concentrating now and not doing any mistakes. Everyone has his own tactics. They know that this is a really decisive stage of the race. No mistakes. Trying to do the best they can to use the weaknesses that they have seen of their fellow competitors. I think we will see an effort from Rask and Foley soon. Foley increasing the speed now with 150 meters to the portage, trying to keep Rask off. Rask just calmed down and we're sitting there on the wash, testing a little bit, see if it's possible to pass Foley. I don't think it will be, but he will definitely try. Petro is just relaxing behind.
So Petro's got a decision to make here, to keep Rask on his outside. If Rowan goes full length on the portage, that's going to put Rask in a difficult position, I think.
Yes.
And gives opportunity for Petro to come in at the back.
Then Petro must keep his bow at the aft of Foley's boat.
Yeah.
And that could be difficult enough when the speed increases. Experienced river paddler Petro, no problem in going. Oh, now here they're going. Here they go. It's Foley and Rask was testing a little bit. Foley fought him off quite easily, as it seems, keeping the initiative. And now Petro should really close that gap fast enough and go up, trying to get up on the left-hand side of Foley. He doesn't do that. We'll see another attempt, I think, from Rask soon.
Yeah, he's only got 100 metres to do it in. That red and white bar gives you an idea that it's only 100 metres to go. Here they come round the bend into the portage.
The star is winking to them.
What's Rowan going to do? That's an interesting move. Rowan's gone very short, but he's out of his boat first. No trouble at all.
Rask was very close to drop his boat.
Yeah.
But now here they are going, and it's Ronan Foley. It's Ronan Foley full speed ahead, and he gained some ground on that tactical move. It's Ronan Foley. About 15 meters before Rask, and Ronan Foley is running really fast over this portage, his final portage. Ronan Foley from Ireland is heading for a second gold medal this season, this time in the European Championships, and look at that gap. He's a runner. Ronan Foley from Ireland. Petro and Rask are together right behind, but it's Ronan Foley, and now quickly into the boat, and off he is. Petro out second, and Rusk on his watch. So it's Ronan Foley. I think he secured his gold medal by that move.
Yes, indeed. And the other two boys weren't decisive enough, were they, getting back into the boat? Just a few seconds makes all the difference.
They have given up all attempt for the gold. Ronan Foley is flying now. He's heading full of inspiration, full of adrenaline, just going for another 1,000 meters to secure his well-deserved gold medal in this European Junior Championships. Ronan Foley from Ireland, heading to the middle of the river. Still keeping up the speed, increasing the gap stroke by stroke. Wonderful technique, using his upper body really well. Strong paddler, Ronan Foley. And Petro is choosing a total different route on the other side of the river, trying to get rid of the wind, with Torbjörn Rask on his watch. I think Petro is eager to keep up the speed, trying to tire out Rask a little bit.
He's definitely paddling a longer route by doing that, but
absolutely.
Maybe he thinks that's his advantage.
Rask is trying something here. Foley is just going. Stroke by stroke, he's increasing the gap. Rask is now fed up being at the right hand side, and is moving into the middle with Petro on his watch. Look at this. He has now a
really good exhibition.
100 meters or so.
Really good powerful paddling there.
Very powerful paddling.
Yeah.
Using his stomach and his legs and his hips in a very good way.
The boat's dead straight, not rocking from side to side.
Absolutely amazing. He has a lead of 150 meters now.
Yeah.
And he did that on a paddling distance of 400 or 500 meters.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
And there he is, reaching the bottom turn, the short lap. Taking it very carefully there with that bit of a rolling water there. Cool, dear, that was a bit close. But he's safely round, I think, now. It's quite bumpy there still, isn't it? Quite a big wave there, Stefan.
He's using it now, some surfing.
Right.
Oh, what did he do there?
I think he threw his glasses away.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It wasn't the drinking bags
no.
Anyway. Ronan Foley from Ireland, what an amazing race. He has dominated this from start to finish. He took the lead already in the first couple of kilometers and kept the initiative all the way through. Amazing paddler, winner of the World Cup in Portugal in May, and now he's heading for his first gold medal as European champion.
Going past the portage, coming into the finishing straight, 200 metres to go. Really great performance by
and from
Rowan.
This shot we can really see how large the gap is. The others are just past the portage, while Ronan Foley has only 50 meters more to go. A gold medal to Ireland by Ronan Foley. Yes, he's shouting. He's so happy. Second gold medal for Ronan this season. And here they come. Not that far behind. And Torbjørn Rask, Denmark, is having the silver medal just before Petro from Hungary. Disappearing in the strong sun. They were just quite close behind. Very well done from Ireland and Denmark and Hungary. Ronan Foley, Torbjørn Rask, and Vince Petro, not Adam.
His glasses. And coming in, take fourth place, Nikolai Thompson, just in front of his Scandinavian friend, I'm sure. That's Gunnar Eid from Norway. So Mateusz Mraz from Hungary takes the sixth place in front of William Scammell from Great Britain in seventh.
Ronan Foley, what a race once again.
Thanks very much, Stefan. Yeah, had a brilliant race. Really happy with how
Spain,
it went, and
Abdel
delighted to
Garza,
take the win.
who's in
Second victory of this season.
Yeah, I won the World Cup in Portugal, so continued my streak and happy with how it went.
So how was the race for you? You took the initiative already at the start and then just kept on going.
Yeah, so I didn't really have a good start. I got up there on the wash, but I found it hard, and then on the first few laps I felt really sick. I actually had too much lunch and thought I was going to get sick out there, but thankfully I didn't. Then after halfway I started feeling really good and confident coming into the portages, and then I started to see the other guys suffer and took advantage of that on the portages, and on the last one I saw they were really far back and I just went for the 1500.
Yeah, we saw the third portage. You made a serious attempt. Was it seriously meant?
Yeah. On the third portage, I wanted to test them and see how they do under a bit of pressure. And then I saw they kind of buckled a little bit. And then on the last one, I just gave it everything. And when I went around the top way, I saw they were only getting in, and I knew I had them.
It was amazing to watch. Are you done for this weekend now, or is it more to come?
No, I'm doing K2 tomorrow with Matthew McCartney from Ireland, and we're looking forward to that now, and hopefully that'll go as well as today.
Ireland once again has quite a good team, so you're developing well now.
Yeah. Well, we have Matthew McCartney from Selbridge in Ireland, and then the senior Barry Watkins, Aisling Smith, the senior woman, and then John, my coach, who's racing this weekend. So all the rest of the seniors better watch out because he's fast.
So Yeah, it's good to see. We need that. And once again, congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much. Can I just say something as well? I just want to thank my coach John Simmons, who's over there, who just puts so much hours and hard work into me. I couldn't be more thankful for everything he does for me, and just to my mum, who supports me the whole way, and to all my training partners back at home and everyone else who supports me.
And thank you back. It's really, really nice to see you racing. Congratulations, Ronan Foley.
Thank you.
So Stefan has just been having a good old chat there with the new European champion from Ireland. That's Rowan Foley. What a good race that boy paddled today. Okay, so that's the end of the racing today from Metković, and we look forward to seeing you at 8 o'clock European time tomorrow. That's 7 o'clock for you in England. So get up and get your breakfast early, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. From Stefan and myself, cheerio. Okay. Yeah. And just coming back online, just to now that Stefan's finished the interview, just to earmark who is finishing, and 1-3-3 from Ireland. Matthew McCarthy has just gone over the line in front of Carl Broden from Norway. Sorry, from Sweden, just in front of his compatriot William Berg. So they'll have something to chat about tonight.
So the full list of results is now Ronan Foley, Ireland, who won, and silver to Torbjörn Rask, Denmark, bronze to Vince Petro, Hungary, fourth position Nikolai Thompson, Denmark, fifth Gunnar Eide, Norway, sixth Matthias Majoros from Hungary, seventh William Schmel from Great Britain, 8th Abel Garcia from Spain, 9th Shaw Luke from Great Britain, 10th Joao Silva from Portugal, 11th Oliver Ost from Belgium, 12th Alejandro Moreno from Spain, 13th Matthew McCartney from Ireland, 14th Carl Brodén from Sweden, and 15th now William Berg from Sweden, with some other guys still on the course approaching.
And all the results is to read on the Metković webpage. They are produced immediately after finishing.
Croatia boys.
.123. There is Jonas Hermans from Belgium. And then following the Croatian boys. And of course we should comment on them coming in here. On the Neretva River, their home river. This great Croatian paddling waters. Used by Maciej Jubek, actually, one of the greatest C1 paddlers or Canadian paddlers in sprinting of all time, with several, I think, two or three gold medals in the Olympics back in the 80s, and several medals in the World Championships, both in C1 and C2. He used to prepare here on the Neretva River during his period as an athlete, then becoming the chairman of the Croatian Olympic Committee for a couple of years. Over the finish line now is 1:38. Artem Sinyavsky from Ukraine, and we will soon have a prize giving ceremony for this race coming up after everyone has finished here. Jonas Hermans from Belgium, finishing there. And now, big applaud for Peter Karas from Slovenia. Then David Aracic from Croatia over the finish line, together with his teammate Denis Folvarek. Both the Croatian paddlers now over the finish line after this tough race. Originally sprinters doing a marathon here at the Europeans on their home river, the Neretva. And that concludes this afternoon's racing. We will have a prize giving ceremony coming up in a couple of minutes now. Within So me and Jim Rossiter, thank you for staying tuned this evening by showing the results here. Ronan Foley, Torbjörn Rask, Vince Petro, and then the second group, Nikolai Thompson and Gunnar Eide, Matthias Majoros and William Scammell, Abel Garcia following. With Luke Shaw, Silva Chao, Oliver Ost and Alexander Moreno on 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and Matthew McCartney 13th. And then the two Swedish guys, both from Nyköping, on 14th and 15th position. And followed by Artem Siniavsky from Ukraine. We have experienced very good racing here this afternoon in bumpy conditions, bumpy but hot on the Great Neretva River. And now follows prize giving ceremony, and we will be back tomorrow. Quarter to 8, and you will see the broadcasting schedule on the web, and it follows here. And the broadcasts start 15 minutes before each section. So 7:45 we will be online with some pre-talks. We will do the same at 16:45. So 15 minutes before each section here we will be online for pre-talks. And now some highlights.
Četi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal presentation for K1 Men Junior.
Dame i gospodo, prezentacija će sada izvršiti gospodin Marko Ćurković, predsjednik Hrvatskog kajakskog saveza, i gospodin John Simmons iz irskog tima, lider irskog tima. Brončana medalja za Mađarsku.
And the bronze medal for Hungary,
Petro Vince, brončana medalja za Mađarsku. Čestitamo. Vince Petro. Srebrna medalja za Dansku.
The silver medal for Denmark, Torbjørn Rask.
Srebrna medalja za Dansku. I konačno, prvo mjesto i europski prvak iz Irske je...
And the first place and the European champion from Ireland, Rowan Foley!
Roland Foley! Čestitamo Irskoj, Enronu! Bravo Roland! Predsjednik saveza Marko Ćurković počestita i gospodin John Simmons, trener irske prezentacije. Evo, vjetar je dosta jak na Neretvi.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the national anthem of Ireland?
Dame i gospodo, sada pozdravimo irsku nacionalnu himnu. Čestitam svim pobjednicima, a pogotovo naše Ronanu iz Irske.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Let's have some nice photographs.
Evo daj srdečno napraviti zajedničku fotografiju, idemo foto. Ide sve jedan selfie. Iće gore prema Dublinu.